Hey, Junaid. Good morning.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Junaid.
Good morning, sir.
Have you? నేను జాయిన్
Sure.
అయ్యావా క్లాస్?
కొద్దిసేపు ఉన్నా సార్, మళ్ళీ వెళ్ళిపోయినా.
ఓకే, నేను
నాకు
8:05 జాయిన్ అయ్యి 8:20 వరకు ఉన్నాను.
అవునా?
ఆ,
8కి జాయిన్ అయ్యాను, బట్ ఎందుకు కొంచెం
హలో.
హలో సార్.
ఏదో వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతున్నట్టుందా?
హలో సార్, ఇప్పుడు వస్తుందా సార్?
క్లియర్గా వస్తుంది.
ఓకే.
ఓకే, మనం ఫర్ లూప్ డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా.
ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకే, సో టుడే వి విల్ డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ ఫర్ ఈచ్ లూప్.
ఓకే.
Okay. Can you talk about for loop, in a briefly? Just an idea about what you know about for loop.
It means in for loop we have 3 expression, like as first one వైల్ లూప్ లో లాగే, అంటే 3 ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్స్ అండి. ఫస్ట్ మనం ఇందులో ఇంక్రిమెంట్ అంటే ఇందులో మనం కండిషన్ ఇచ్చి ఇందులో ఇంక్రిమెంట్ కూడా అంటే సేమ్ ఒకే ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ లో ఇచ్చేయచ్చు. అంటే 3 ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ కూడా ఇస్తాం ఫర్ లూప్ లో.
ఇప్పుడు మనకి యూజ్ ఏం దానివల్ల
ఫర్ లూప్ వల్ల అంటే అదే టాస్క్ ఇప్పుడు మల్టిపుల్ టైమ్స్ యూజ్ చేయాలనుకుంటే మనం సేమ్ యాజ్ లైక్ వైల్ లూప్ లాగానే ఇందులో ఎక్సర్సైజ్ లో ఫర్ లూప్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం.
ఓకే,
అంటే ఎన్ని టైమ్స్ రిపీట్ కావాలా అని రిపీటెడ్ గా.
ఎన్ని టైమ్స్ రిపీట్ అవ్వడానికి నంబర్ ఇస్తాము మనం ఏమన్నా?
నంబర్ ఇవ్వచ్చు మనం, లైక్ డైనామిక్ గా కూడా క్వైరీ రాయొచ్చు యూజింగ్ పాత్.
డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయి దాంట్లో?
నిన్న యాక్చువల్ అది ఏమంటారు సార్, రిపీట్ చేయలేదు, నిన్న చూడలేదని. లుకప్ వరకే చూసుకున్నా అంతే. లుకప్ వచ్చేసి అదే లైక్ జస్ట్ లైక్ జాయిన్స్ లాగా యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఇప్పుడు మనం యూనియన్ ఆల్ చేసాం కదా సార్, అదే లైక్ యూనియన్ అంటే ఎట్లా? యూనియన్ ఇందులో ఎస్ఎస్ఎస్ యూనియన్
కూడా
ఇందులో ఉంటుందా? సేమ్
యూనియన్ ఇందులో ఉండదు.
ఓకే,
నాకు వేరే రకంగా అచీవ్ చేయొచ్చు అది.
ఓకే ఓకే.
యూనియన్ ఆల్ ఉండదు, యూనియన్ ఆల్ మాత్రమే ఉంటది ఇక్కడ.
ఓకే, అంటే బిట్ ఫాస్టర్ కదా. యూనియన్ ఆల్ అంటే జస్ట్ 2 కంబైన్ చేసేస్తుంది.
2 కంబైన్ చేస్తుంది అంతే.
ఓకే. యూనియన్ అయితే అది డూప్లికేట్స్ ని డిలీట్ చేసి డేటా కంబైన్ చేస్తుంది.
అది మన సీక్వెల్ లో.
సీక్వెన్స్ కంటైనర్ చూసాం. ఓకే, just to execute a task in a order or sequence manner.
అంతే.
Okay.
just to design our packages properly. So we'll have different. We'll be having different kinds of tasks. We will be able to group them under one box. Okay, sequence container is just like a box.
Okay.
We will be able to keep all of different tasks in different containers.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. Sir.
మనం ఈ ఫైల్స్ for loop use చేసి ఈ ఫైల్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం.
Yes, sir. Yes.
For each department we have created a separate
A
CSV
separate
file.
CSV.
So today we will see for each loop. We will see how we can load all these different files into one SQL table. Okay. Here.
Yes.
So for each by using for each container, we can loop through different files or different items in a folder. Okay. Or we can give some different values. So we can give some specified set of values statically or not only dynamically. We can give some specific set of values manually also, so that it can loop through only those specific set of values.
Okay.
Clear? So here in for just like for loop, we don't have any condition. So only if the condition is true, then only the task will run. There is no condition like this. Okay. So we will be giving it a set of files or set of values to loop through. Okay, let's say if we have, like right now we have some 6 files here. Okay. Right.
Yes.
So it will loop through 6 times. So we are not giving here any condition. Only if something is satisfied, then only you have to run. So we're not giving any kind of condition like that.
Okay.
We are just saying like loop through the number of times equals to the number of files available.
Okay.
So if we have some 10 files, so it will loop 10 times. It will run 10 times. If we have some 2 files, it will run only 2 times.
Okay.
So we are not giving any condition like run 10 times or run 12 times.
Okay.
We are not giving any condition like that.
Okay.
So based on the files, based on the data sets available, those many times the loop will run here.
Okay. Yes.
Here we have 6 files, right?
Yeah.
So 6 times the for each loop will run. Okay.
Yes.
So let's see, how we can load all these 6 files into a single SQL Server table.
All these files will load in single file.
Yeah, one SQL Server table.
Yeah.
One table.
Okay.
So earlier we have seen loading one file to one table, right?
Yeah.
Now we will see loading many files to one table. Not one to one, it is many to one. Okay. So that first we have to prepare a data flow task. So what here? So our source is flat file, right? Our source is a CSV file. So we have to take a flat file source. For new. So by default, here it will be showing as TXT files. You have to change them here. Okay. You have to change it to CSV, then only you will be able to see the files, CSV files. Okay.
Yes.
Just click on any file and just click on OK. And keep it as column names here in the first row. Columns are defined. Yeah. Okay, we are able to see the data right here.
Yes.
One. Okay. So it has 3 records, right? Why it is showing there only 2?
You have skipped one record, no, sir?
No, first is header row, right? Okay,
No,
okay,
here
sorry.
column names
Yeah.
in the.
Yeah, I've checked in. Yeah, got it. Correct. Now we have to pick up our destination, LDB destination. For new, our connection manager is available. I'm clicking that. Now I'm trying to load into EMP underscore new table. Okay.
Okay.
So now our data flow task is ready, right?
Yes.
So now what we have to do is, so we have to make this, so whenever we run this package, okay.
Yes, sir.
So whatever the flat file connection manager is available, so whatever the file the connection manager is pointing to, so it will pick the data from that particular file, okay.
Yeah.
So it will pick the data only from this 10 department file and will load the data into
The
our SQL table, right?
Yeah.
So now what we want to achieve here, so we want to achieve the data load from many files from that folder to one SQL table, not only the 10 department. So we want to load all the departments data into this one table, right?
Yeah.
So for that, so we have to make this flat file connection manager dynamic, not static. Right now it is directly pointing to only one table. I mean one file, right?
Yes.
So it is a static one. So we have manually given that. But in order to achieve, so in the runtime, so whenever it is executing, so whenever it has finished loading one table, it has to automatically pick up the second table. right? We don't have to stop debugging and change the connection manager and then save it and then run it, right? We don't have to do all the things. So whenever the loading of one file is finished, it automatically has to pick up the next file or the other file.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the thing we want. We don't want to stop the package and then change the connection manager and then run it for the next file.
Okay.
So our agenda is to make it
dynamic
loop through all the files automatically.
Okay.
Right? So to achieve that, so this flat file connection manager should be dynamic. Okay. Right now it is static. It is pointing only to one file.
Yes.
So we have to make the connection manager such a way that it has to pick up whatever the next connection manager is available. I mean, whatever the connection manager available for the second file, it has to pick up that also. Okay.
Okay.
For that, what we did in the last time, whenever we were using flat file destination, so we give it to properties here, right? In properties, we will be having expressions. In expressions, we have to go to connection string, and we have to pass any variable or the expression which you want to write to make the connection manager dynamic. You have to write an expression here. Okay. So usually we will be using some variables here. Okay. Since variable holds the values.
Yes.
So we will be making use of variables here. Okay. Yes. So right now I don't have any variable available. So I'll create a new one. Go to variables, add a variable. That file path and change the data type to string and give a value. So it is the full path of the connection manager we have to give here. So this is our path, right? Path. So this is the full path, right? This is the path which we have given in file name. So this is the full path.
Yeah.
Okay. This we call it as full path. Okay. So the same path I'm trying to replicate here. Okay. Like how it has taken the full path here. The same path our variable also should hold, and it should be passed to the connection manager, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So now we have to assign this variable to the flat file connection manager in the connection string. So I'm just trying to do this. Okay. Just evaluate, click on evaluate expression. So it is showing us the value what we have given. Okay. So every time, so now what happens is every time the value of the variable, whatever is the value of the variable, so that will be taken here for the flat file connection manager. Okay. So for now it is since we have given the department number 10. So it is showing us the department number 10. Okay. Yeah. In the while execution, if the value of the variable changes, okay, to if it is pointing to some other file, so it will pick up that that value. Okay. So right now it is showing to department underscore 10, right?
Yes, sir.
But during execution, if this value changes to department underscore 20 file, so it will pick up that path. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So what happens is just click on OK. Okay. So here it is static, right? Now the file name. Now this path is static. So but we have made it dynamic by giving some expression, right? What happens? So during the execution, this path will be changing. This path will change according to the value of the variable. Okay. So whatever is the value of the variable is there, that path will appear here. Okay. and the data flow task will pick up the file from this path. Okay. Let's say if the value of the variable is 20. Okay.
Yeah.
So during the execution, this full file name will also change to department underscore 20.
Yeah.
And what happens? The data flow task will pick up that particular department underscore 25, not the department underscore 10 file.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So once the department number 10 underscore file is finished loading, so it will check for another file. The next file is department underscore 20, right? Now the value of the file name, first the value of the variable will be changed here. The value of the variable will be changed to department underscore 20 file. Okay. So once the value of the variable is changed, in the flat file connection manager also, the file name will change to department underscore 20. Why? Because this is pointing to the variable.
Yeah.
Right.
Here we have not used a what we call it as a variable name, sir.
Yeah, in the properties we have given, right? In the connection string.
Okay.
In the expression thing, see if here in the connection string we have used the variable here. Okay. That means for the connection string path, for the connection string of this connection manager, so that variable will be used. Okay. Now what we have to do is, so we have to pass different path to this variable, right?
Yeah, here only 10 we have. Yeah.
Here also we have given the one value, but so we have to pass different values to this file path. For that, we have to make use of for each loop container here. Okay. So we are keeping the data flow task whatever we have prepared in the for each loop container. Okay. Just double click on the for each loop container. You will see different options here. So this is the for each loop container name. Okay. Naming it. Go to collection. So you will be having different options here for each item enumerator, for each file, for each ADO.NET from variable node list. Okay. To achieve our agenda, so we have to pick up for each file enumerator.
Okay.
For each file enumerator. Okay.
Okay.
So whenever you click on for each enumerator, so it will ask for the enumerator configuration. Okay. It is asking for the file folder path. Okay. It is asking for folder path here. Okay. You have to give the folder path. Okay. This is my folder path. Clear?
Yeah.
And it is asking about file name and its extension. Okay. So if I take star means can be anything. Okay. The file name can be anything and its extension can also be anything.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say in this folder, I have this file, right?
Yeah.
I have this file also. Now what will happen is, along with these 6 CSV files I'm having, the department's files, so it will pick up this file also.
Okay, text file also it will.
Yeah, it will pick up because this is whatever the part. See, before that, this is the file name. Okay, and after the dot txt is the extension. Okay. So the after dot is the extension part.
Yeah.
And before dot is the file name part. Right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what we have given here, star dot star. Star
Yeah.
means anything.
Anything.
Okay. Yeah. So we haven't given any particular format there. So whatever the files that star dot star means whatever the files are there, you pick up everything. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you want to pick up a particular files here, so okay, if you want to pick up only CSV files, okay, you can just write CSV. Okay, dot star dash CSV. That means file name can be anything, but that should be a
extension
CSV
should
file.
be CSV.
That file should be, or the extension should be a CSV file. Okay.
Then it will pick only CSV.
Yeah, then it will pick only CSV files. Okay.
Okay.
Now what let's see. So now I have one more CSV file, Zion.csv, right? Now what we have given the condition there, you have to pick up only the files which has extension of CSV, right?
Yes.
But along with the department tables, I have another file which is of a different category also. Okay.
Yeah.
So now this file, Zion.csv, will also be picked up.
Yeah.
Right. So that should not happen. So then what you can give? You can give dvpt underscore star. You can give like this. Okay. So all my file names have a certain format, right? They are all starting with department, DEPT, prefix, DEPT underscore. And where they differ are the department numbers. They differ by the department numbers. That can be anything. I'll just keep it as that can be anything. Department number can be anything. Okay.
Okay.
But the file name should start with DEPT underscore star. DEPT underscore. That should start with DEPT underscore star. The department number can be anything.
Okay.
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 Clear?
Yeah. Yes.
So this is how we can write. So if you have some different files in your folder, this is how you can make. I mean, you can configure so that only those particular files can be picked up from that folder. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
So now I'm just keeping it as star dot star. Deleting those two tables. If you see here, retrieve file name, there is an option called retrieve file name. So we have to keep it as fully qualified name, right?
Okay.
So fully qualified name means like how we see here. So along with the folder, this is all the folder path, right? Till here.
Yeah.
Till here it is the folder path, and this is the file name, and this is the extension, right?
Yeah.
So we have everything. We have folder path, file name, and the extension name, right?
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, combined all together is what we call as fully qualified name. Okay. This is only here. You see, retrieve file name is we have to so it will retrieve the fully qualified name. That means along with the folder, file name, and the extension, it will give you everything. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what that means? So here we are giving, we are specifying. So what should come out of this for each loop? Okay. So if you select only name and extension, what happens is only the file name and the extension will come.
Yeah. Okay.
Will come out. And let's say if we have selected only file name and extension. Okay.
Yeah.
So what will come out? So it will come out only department DEPT underscore 10.csv, right?
Yeah.
So that time what will happen? Only this part, only apart from the folder path. Oh, sorry. So if I select only name and thing, so only this part will be selected. Okay, this part will be passed here. Only this part will be passed to the variable. Okay.
Yes.
So if the variable is having only this part, so this flat file connection manager will also have only this path, department number underscore 10. It will not have the full path. It will not have the folder there, right? So
Yes.
it will fail then.
Okay.
Okay. So in that case, it will fail, right? So we only have given the file name. We haven't given the path here for the flat file. We are not passing any path here, right? For the flat file connection manager. We are not passing this folder path. We are giving only the department name here. But the flat file connection manager requires the fully qualified name.
Yes.
You're getting confused or is it clear?
By this is like we had used like in data conversion multicast like things we are using as well.
Yes, multicast is there. What about that?
For you for loop container we have used it's like a అంటే అది అలా కూడా చేయొచ్చు కదా మనము
ఎలాగా
మల్టీకాస్ట్ యూజ్ చేసేసి అంటే మల్టిపుల్ మనం ఫర్ లూప్ చేసాం కదా సార్ ఫర్ లూప్ కంటైనర్
ఫర్ లూప్ కంటైనర్ చేసాము
అంటే మల్టిపుల్ సోర్సెస్ ని మనము కంబైన్ చేసేసి ఓకే ఓకే
సో ఇప్పుడు యూనియన్ ఆల్ లాగా చేయొచ్చు అంటాం యూనియన్ ఆల్ లాగా చేయొచ్చు అంటాం అంతే కదా సో ఇప్పుడు యూనియన్ ఆల్ ఏం చేస్తుంది డిఫరెంట్ సోర్సెస్ తీసుకుంటది సో అన్ని డేటాని యూనియన్ చేసి ఒక టేబుల్ లో పడుతుంది రైట్ మల్టీకాస్ట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే ఒకే డేటాని డిఫరెంట్ టేబుల్స్ లోకి లోడ్ చేస్తుంది ఒకే డేటాని డిఫరెంట్ టేబుల్స్ లోకి లోడ్ చేస్తుంది మల్టీకాస్ట్ యూనియన్ ఏం చేస్తుంది డిఫరెంట్ సోర్సెస్ నుంచి డేటాని తీసుకొని సింగిల్ దాంట్లో తీసుకుంటావు రైట్ సో అప్పుడు నువ్వు మల్టీకాస్ట్ వాడడం వల్ల మల్టీకాస్ట్ కాదు యూనియన్ వాడడం వల్ల ఇబ్బంది ఏంటి అంటే అక్కడ సో లెట్స్ సే నీకు ఇక్కడ 6 సోర్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి 6 అంటే నువ్వు 6 ఫైల్స్ ఉన్నాయి అంటే నువ్వు ఎన్ని సోర్సులు తీసుకోవాలా 6 సోర్సులు తీసుకోవాలి రైట్ నేను ఇక్కడ వన్ ఫ్లాట్ ఫైల్ సోర్స్ తీసుకున్నాను కానీ యూనియన్ వాడాలనుకుంటే ఏం తీసుకోవాలి నేను 6 డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్లాట్ ఫైల్ సోర్సెస్ తీసుకోవాలి రైట్
ఓకే కరెక్ట్
6 డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్లాట్ ఫైల్ సోర్సులు తీసుకోవాలి 1 2 అలాగా రైట్
ఓకే
సో అన్నిటిని కలిపి మధ్యలో మనం నేను యూనియన్ చేయాలి సార్ ఉంటుంది రైట్
ఓకే
సో ఇప్పుడు నాకు 6 ఫైల్స్ కాబట్టి ఉంది లెట్స్ సే ఐఎమ్ గెటింగ్ సమ్ 1000 ఫైల్స్ డైలీ సో ఒకసారి నాకు లెట్స్ సే ఈరోజు 1000 ఫైల్స్ వచ్చాయి రేపు 1050 ఫైల్స్ వస్తాయి వాట్ షుడ్ ఐ డూ నేను మళ్ళీ ప్యాకేజ్కి వెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ ప్యాకేజ్ అంతా రీడిజైన్ చేయాలి మళ్ళీ 50 సోర్సులు పెట్టి మళ్ళీ వాటి కనెక్షన్ మేనేజర్స్ ఇచ్చి అవంతా చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది కదా సో అప్పుడు నాకు ఎన్ని కనెక్షన్ మేనేజర్స్ అవుతాయి
మళ్ళీ చేంజ్ అయినట్టే అప్పుడు
సో నీకు ఫైల్ నంబర్ చేంజ్ అయినప్పుడల్లా నువ్వు ప్యాకేజ్ని తీసేయాలా ఒకవేళ నంబర్ తగ్గింది అనుకో నీకు ప్యాకేజ్ ఫెయిల్ అవుతుంది నంబర్ పెరిగింది అనుకో నీకు అన్ని ఫైల్స్ లోడ్ అవ్వవు సో నువ్వు డైలీ దాన్ని ప్యాకేజ్ని మాడిఫై చేస్తూనే ఉండాలి రైట్
ఓకే
సో విచ్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఫీజిబుల్ వీ వాంట్ ఇట్ టు బి అన్ ఆటోమేటెడ్ ప్యాకేజ్ దట్ ఎన్ని ఫైల్స్ అయినా రాని ఇట్ షుడ్ టేక్ అది తక్కువైనా రాని ఎక్కువైనా రాని
ఓకే డైనమిక్
it should consider, it should not fail, it should not leave any data behind. Okay, it should not fail to load any data. Okay, right?
Okay.
So that's what we want to achieve. Like, we will keep this package as an automated one. We will
Okay.
create this package. We will schedule this at a particular time of the day, daily. It should run automatically, and it should pick up all the files in the folder. It should not miss any files. In the same way, it should not fail also. Right?
Okay.
So that way we have to design the package.
Okay.
So that's why we are not union all is not feasible here, because we have to create as many sources as the number of files.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Here we are creating only one flat file source, and we are changing the connection manager here. Right? Here in the connection manager, we are trying to change the file path, so that it will point to other file.
Yeah.
So, which is easier, and the package doesn't look clumsy. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is why we are using union. We are not using union only. So we are going by for each loop container.
Okay.
So for each loop, what does for each loop container do? So it will loop through every single item or every single file in the folder. So it runs the number of times as the number of files available. Okay.
Okay.
If there is only one file, it will run only one time. If it has two files, it will run 2 times. If it has 1,000 files, it will run 1,000 times.
Okay.
Like that. There is no restriction for this.
Okay.
For loop container. Okay. Clear?
Okay.
Any
As a
doubts?
definition, what we have to say for each loop.
So for each loop container, we'll loop through the number of files available.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So there is no specified number for that.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear.
Green. So that's what. If we are taking name and extension here, if you want to get only name and extension, I mean the file name and extension, you can get it. If you want to get a fully qualified name, you can get it. So right, fully qualified name means the folder path, file name and the extension will come in the fully qualified one. In the name and extension one, only the file name and the extension will come out of the for each loop container.
Okay.
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 In the name only one, so you will get only the file name. Okay. You can specify what you want to come out of for each loop container. Okay?
The file name, if we contain, if we have a file name, I mean, file only contains a name and extension, then if we need to pick name and extension.
Sorry.
ఇప్పుడు ఫైల్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా సార్, అవి ఓన్లీ నేమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ తో ఉంటే మనము ఈ ఆప్షన్స్ కూడా సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. నేమ్ అండ్
ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ తో ఉంటే అంటే
సోర్స్ ఫైల్లో మనకు ఇప్పుడు ఫుల్
సోర్స్ లో మనకు నేమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ మాత్రమే ఉన్నాయి ఫోల్డర్.
ఇప్పుడు మనం నేమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ పిక్ చేసుకుంటే ఓన్లీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ .csv అలా వస్తాయి.
ఇప్పుడు మనం నేమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ చూస్ చేసుకుంటే ఇబ్బంది ఏంటి అంటే, ఇక్కడ మనకు ఫైల్ ఫుల్ పాత్ ఉందా, ఇక్కడ ఫైల్ ఫుల్ పాత్ ఉంది కదా.
అవును సార్.
ఈ ఫుల్ పాత్ లో కూడా జస్ట్ నేమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ మాత్రమే లోడ్ చేస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ ఇప్పుడు ఓకే, ఫైల్ ఫుల్ పాత్ లోడ్ చేసింది, జస్ట్ నేమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ లోడ్ చేసింది అనుకుందాం. సో నేమ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ అంటే ఏముంది, డిపార్ట్మెంట్ _ 10.csv, రైట్. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఫ్లాట్ ఫైల్ కనెక్షన్ మేనేజర్ ని డైనమిక్ చేసాం, రైట్, బై యూజింగ్ దిస్ వేరియబుల్. సో ఇఫ్ దిస్ వేరియబుల్ is holding only this value, okay, the flat file connection manager will also get only that value. It will not get this full path. Okay. The flat file connection manager also will only get this part. It will not get the full path.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So if we pass only this part of the flat file connection manager, it will not work. So we are giving only file name. we are not giving where it should check, right? It will not check for the whole system and get you the department number file. You should point it to some folder, and only in that folder it will check for this file. Okay. So if you pass only department file name and extension, it will not work. You should give the full name, full path, fully qualified path. Okay.
Then when should we use, sir? When do we use this? Okay.
So for now, so what we'll do, so
we have to give a fully qualified path, right?
Yeah. So we'll take a fully qualified path here. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go with the fully qualified path. Okay.
And
we know that now the fully qualified path is coming. The folder path, file name, and the extension is coming out of this for each loop container. Okay.
Yeah.
So the value which is coming out of this container should be mapped to a variable. Okay.
Okay. Variable. Okay. Here we have to give.
Right. Here we have to give a variable which will store that fully qualified name. Okay. So which we have already created a variable, flat file path variable.
Yeah.
So we will be assigning that flat file path variable to the for each loop container.
Yes.
Okay. Now what will happen? So whatever the fully qualified name is coming out of this for each loop container will be stored in this flat file path variable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. And this flat file path variable will be used in the connection manager. Okay. So whatever the value this flat file path variable is holding, so that will be used by the flat file connection manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That means, so every time after a successful execution, this for each loop container will pass a new value to the flat file path.
Yes.
Every time execution is finished, the for each loop container will pass a new value to this variable. Okay. So by using that variable, this data flow task will run. Okay.
Okay.
Let's run this.
Here, variable in variable is that we are given only name and extension.
here now our package is succeeded. So what happened was, uh, the data types here are, different data types. Employee number is integer, manager is integer, salary, commission, hire date, department number or of integer and date time columns. But the output that is coming out of the flat files, so it is considering everything as a varchar data type. Okay.
Okay.
So since it is not a table, we cannot decide, right? So by default, it is considering all the columns to varchar data type.
Okay.
Okay. What we are trying to load here is, so for integer columns, we are trying to load varchar data, right? In our table, we have integer columns here,
Yeah.
right? In our table, we have integer columns. All these are integer columns. We are trying to load varchar data here, data type. So that's why the package failed. So now what I did was I created a new table with all varchar columns. Okay. I don't have to change anything in the existing tables. So I just created a new table with all varchar. Okay. Just go to practice. So see here, the new table is created. Just select the data. And all our data is in. Okay. All the 6 files data. See, we have different department numbers also, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is how we can use for each loop for loading different files available in that particular folder. Okay.
Yes.
So, and one more thing. So we have this name and extension, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you're trying to get only name and extension from the for each loop container, what you have to do is, okay. So you just create another variable, okay.
Okay.
Where you will have the folder path. So here is our folder path, right? So in the new variable, I am holding the folder path. But in the flat for this variable, so I'm getting the file name from the for each loop container, right? So if I combine both of them, right? So I will get the fully qualified name, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I can combine both these variables in the expression thing here. Okay. So right now the folder path is holding the folder path when the variable is holding the folder path and the other variable is holding the file name and extension. Okay. Now I am combining both of these things. Okay. If you see, if I combine, I've got the complete fully evaluated, fully qualified name here, right?
Yeah.
So I can pass this expression to the flat file connection manager here.
Yeah.
Clear? So that way I'll be able to pass the fully qualified name to the connection manager. Even though I'm
Without giving a path,
yeah,
be fine.
even though I'm taking I'm getting only the name and extension from the for each loop editor, I'm
But
able to
you
pass the fully qualified name to the flat file connection manager. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can use according to our requirement. Okay. If you want to change, if you want to keep changing the folder names also, you can make it dynamic. If you want to just change the file names also, you can make it dynamic. That we can, according to your requirement, we can change them. Okay. Fine. So we will discuss, our last bits in the tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay.
I'll finish off. Thank you. Bye.
సార్ వీలైతే ఈ సండే అట్లా అనంతపూర్కి వస్తే కలుస్తాలండి.
ఓకే,
అది
షూర్
ఒక
షూర్.
వీలైతే ఒక 1 అవర్ అట్లా.
సండే ఉంటానా లేదు డౌటే. నేను థర్స్డే ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నా బయలుదేరడానికి.
ఓకే.
అంటే రేపు తెలిసి ఉంటే చెప్తాను, ఉంటే ఒకసారి ఫోన్ చేయి, ఉంటే కలుద్దాం.
ఓకే. అంటే బెంగళూరుకి వెళ్తున్నారు?
బెంగళూరు వెళ్తున్నాను.
ఓకే సార్.